Hey guys, Kel here. Wanted to invite you for Monsters and Memories open playtest Friday, May 29th. It's running through June 10th, and the open playtest servers are different from the closed beta servers. So my character is a low level character on the playtest. I may even just re-roll to help people out. Just wanted to show you the classes. Humans can be every class, so it'll be easy for me to just kind of go down and click on them. I'm not going to go into too much depth or detail about any of the classes, but you can pause if you want to read a little bit of the description. There's a little lore with it here. We have Archer as your ranged DPS. They have snares and traps and special little arrows, stuff like that. Bard is a crowd controller who sings songs and gives mana and health regen. Also, they can mesmerize enemies and even charm. Beastmaster gets pets. They are melee focused, usually dual wielding. Cleric is one of the main healers, probably the best straight healer. They have really good HP and armor buffs and some damage spells versus undead. Druid is your other priest healer, and druids have tons of buffs. They're great for power leveling characters. They also get teleports later that they can take groups all across the world, and they have Spirit of Wild, which will help you run fast. It's one of the best things in the game. Elementalist is your magic DPS that summons elemental pets. They have a fire pet, water pet, air pet, and an earth pet for tanking. They can also summon bandages and all kinds of little staff weapons and things like that. Enchanter is the other crowd controller. Enchanters can placate where enemies won't aggro. So if you're pulling a group of enemies and they're placated, then you're only going to pull one at a time. They also charm enemies to use them to fight for them, and they can mesmerize, which basically just stops an enemy from fighting. Fighter, straightforward tank class. They can do sword and board if they want to. They can do two-handed, even dual wield at later levels, and really good DPS as well. So they don't have to just do tanking. Inquisitor is a tank that has some of the spells of Enchanter, so they're very good at mesmerizing and placating enemies, and really just taking a beating. Monks, melee DPS, they're good pullers. They can feign death if they want to lose aggro. They get dual wield. Right off the bat, if you take a brawler trade, it'll even boost it up. Monks are pretty great. Necromancer is your dot debuffer with skeleton pet. Paladin is your tanky heal guy. He has the same spells as the cleric, and is really pretty good at holding aggro and just kind of keeping himself topped off in the fight. Ranger can melee or range DPS. They have druid spells as well, so they can still heal a little bit, but their heals are nowhere close to druid heals. But it'll definitely help you kind of get back in the fight quicker. Rogues, melee DPS. A lot of their abilities have sap type ability, backstab, ambush, that sort of thing. They can vanish to get away, and they have a permanent stealth, so it's not like a Guild Wars stealth where you only get it for a few seconds. Shadow Knight's the tanky version of the Necromancer, so they really benefit from a lot of the life siphon spells, and they're also able to summon a pet that kind of just helps as an extra dot. Shaman is your healer class. Also gets Spirit of the Wild. They have dot focus damage as well. They have great buffs for melee. They pair really well with melee DPS. Spellblade is a version of melee wizard. They're able to imbue their weapons, and those weapons then get procs based on the damage type that you imbue with. They also have a shadow step type ability that they can teleport behind enemies. It's really nice. And then your wizards, they have straight damage. They can root and slow a little bit with crossbolt. With wizards, they imbue their staff and they build up stacks through like their mana dart spells, and then that buffs their actual damage when it hits an enemy. They also have teleports like the druids do. So for this just quick little thing right now, I'm going to show you guys some of the traits and stuff like that. When you come here to your major traits, you'll have your major combat. And you can really pick if you want to boost up your agility or dex. One of the best right now is magic resistance. And that just kind of helps you from being feared from enemies or rooted. But also this active ability here will let you break those effects. It's really nice to have that on the goblin class to show you this here. So for the major non-combat, infravision is great. Humans do not get that, but you can also just turn your gamma up from 50 to 100. It'll really help you at night if you're thinking about rolling a human character, but don't want to because of that. Just the gamma trick is great. You also get these minor combats as well to kind of help out if you're wanting to boost up a weapon. Some of them will give you additional supplies, like if you pick bowman for ranger or archer, then you'll come with a quiver and extra 1,000 arrows. So there's cool little stuff like that here. And then for the minor non-combat, it's really more just trade skills, whatever you want to do. Once you kind of pick some stuff to get to the next screen real quick. And what are we on, Ranger? Oh, here's the deity. Right now, the deity stuff doesn't matter. It's just cool stuff to pick, but in later, they're going to have actual equipment. So really, you would want to go through and kind of pick a deity that aligns with your character class. Agnostic is always a safe choice if you don't want to pick anything. It's great for enchanters to do agnostic just because of the illusions. That way when they do put that faction kind of stuff in there, you don't have to worry about getting killed by someone who doesn't like followers of certain religions. Currently, for the playtest, there's only going to be 2 starting locations. All the races can roll in Night Harbor. Only Wood Elves and Halflings currently can roll in Phalindrel. So I kind of recommend everybody doing Night Harbor just so we can kind of all be together. Let's go back. Oh, I didn't realize this was added in yet, but Night Harbor, Underdarks, the Deep, that's where the deep races are going to be. So I'll show you, I have this character here that's just a fresh guide just to show you real quick. When you first spawn in your equipment for eye, you're going to have a couple of scrolls that you can then grab just by right clicking. It'll go into your spellbook. And then after they're in your spellbook, they'll always be there. But when you die, you do have to go get your gear. You have to get your spellbook. Once you have your spells in your book, you can then put them on your ability bar. And then you'll be able to cast them. The other stuff you start off with is food and water, and a guild note, a little weapon, So your note give you like a brief description, and then it's really up to you to go find your guild master. Your guild master will give you your first quest, and then really you're free to roam around, do whatever you want. So this is just the entrance to Night Harbor. Currently, Night Harbor has a few different starting areas. This looks like we started on West Gate. The garrison's here for fighters and rangers. And then just to show you real quick, take a left when you come into West Gate. You have an inn where you can buy food and water from this guy. Then over here you have the West Bank. So this is where a lot of people hang out, where you can come get buffs, you can do your banking. And throughout the city, all the guild halls are kind of just around. You know, you just kind of have to look around and find stuff. I'm not going to show you where they all are. That's part of the adventure. But from Westgate to just over here, you have the bank. All these people hanging out. So thank you guys. I hope to see you on May 29th. And, you know, hope you play. Hope you get acclimated to the game. And, you know, hopefully early access October, we can all get together. Thanks.